Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this video I want to talk about the cost of mining and whether or not it puts an artificial floor in the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We know that the cost of mining varies dramatically depending on what country you're in and how much energy costs where you are. So take these numbers with a grain of salt. The cost to mine one Bitcoin in different countries as high as $26,000 in South Korea and as low as $530 in Venezuela. We've also seen these articles about how much energy Bitcoin consumes, 1% of global power consumption. Again, take that with a grain of salt. There's a new report out today that says that some of those numbers are grossly overstated. But what I think is important to recognize is that a lot of Bitcoin energy comes from renewables. It's far more green than a lot of other wasteful industries out there. So let's check out some average electricity costs in developed countries. Germany, the highest here with 38 cents per kilowatt hour. Norway, 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Australia, somewhere in the middle. Like a lot of countries, it depends exactly where you are. But the OECD average here, 23 cents per kilowatt hour. That's what I'm going to use when I plug in my values and show you exactly how we can work out whether or not mining is going to be profitable for you. So you can head over to whattomine.com and other sites and work out what coins are best for you. So some coins you can still mine with graphics cards, with GPUs. They've got built-in ASIC resistance with the specific algorithms they've built to level the playing field. So it's not just the guys with the best ASIC miners, as we see in Bitcoin, that are securing the network. So once you know the specs of your graphics card, you can plug in the hash rate, the power consumption, start to get an idea of whether or not it's going to be profitable to mine different coins for you. You used to be able to mine Bitcoin with CPUs and graphics cards, but as it became profitable and competitive, we built these application-specific integrated circuits, which are made for doing one thing, and that is solving the cryptocurrency algorithms that secure the network. So they consume a lot of power, and they're very profitable, as we see, and the landscape continues to be very competitive, and we'll talk about the new GMO miners that are out now. So check out their website, guys, but we're going to plug in the values of some of the more common miners out here. So this is the Antminer S9. Obviously, you need to allow for upfront costs to buy these. Look, there's a lot going around secondhand now as it's become less profitable for certain people to mine. They drop offline. I'm going to talk about that as well. So once we know the hashing power of our miner, the power consumption, and the cost of electricity, we can plug in these values, and most people want to join a mining pool to increase their chances and their average earnings. But if we use that OECD average for the cost of power, you're losing money, and that's what we've seen. A lot of people going offline. It's created this argument, well, what's the cost to mine Bitcoin here, guys? But as I said, a lot of people now are getting low or no cost energy from renewables, and it quite quickly turns that around. It's the most important factor to determine how profitable mining is going to be for you here. So with the S9, if you're getting renewable power 24 hours a day, we can see that that's about over $1,000 a year. We've now got these new GMOs coming out of Japan. A lot of power consumption, but again, a big increase in hash rate over that S9. So again, not profitable if you're paying that average for power because of how much it consumes. If we're getting those renewables here, guys, it quickly becomes almost twice as profitable as the S9. The same again for the B3, huge hash rate here, 33 terahashes, but enormous power consumption. Let's plug in those values because it's not going to be anywhere near profitable to mine if you've got those average electricity costs, nearly triple the S9 in profitability if you can get that free renewable energy, guys. So there's other miners out there for different coins. We've got the E3 here. You can plug that in. Again, Ethereum isn't even profitable to mine at the moment unless you're getting very cheap electricity, and it comes out at about the same as Bitcoin in terms of profitability. Now, some people want to take into account what they think the coin they're mining will be worth in the future as well. So there's so many different factors. Some people will rather just buy cryptocurrency outright than buy a miner for a few $1,000s. They might think that that's a better return over time. So there's so many determining factors, but in terms of whether or not it puts a floor in the price, guys, the answer is no. Now, yes, this is up for debate, but as more and more people go offline, as we saw then, it's not profitable in so many countries, the difficulty will just adjust. Now, the difficulty adjusts every 2016 blocks or every 2 weeks on average, so that the Bitcoin network finds a new block roughly every 10 minutes on average. Now, if people are leaving the network and it's not profitable, the difficulty can adjust down, and a lot of people aren't aware of that. They think it just is constantly going up as more people join the network, and that's definitely the general trend, but the difficulty can go down. If Bitcoin price was to keep going lower and it's just not profitable for more and more countries and individual miners, then they can just go offline, guys, and the network will always form a new equilibrium to keep spitting out blocks every 10 minutes on average. And I think that's really important to recognize. So just to summarize, guys, make sure you keep that rebuttal up your sleeve that so many mining facilities are using wind power, solar in Australia, hydro in China next to those dams, geothermal in Norway, getting the energy from the heat of the earth. So again, I don't care in the future if Bitcoin's using 10 or 50% of global energy if it's coming from renewables. Wouldn't it be great to see the blockchain industry lead the way in terms of becoming greener on the planet? Sign up and read that full report there, guys, if I said, but I hope you found this interesting. Please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.